According to Greek mythology, Jason was the hero who led the Argonaut Expedition. He was the son of Iason and Polymedes, Odysseus's aunt. However, Alcimedes is also mentioned as his mother, or, according to the Thessalian myths, Royo. Jason was a descendant of Aeolus, who was the son of Helene and the grandson of Deucalion. Aesonas, legitimate king of Iolcos, was expelled by his half-brother Peleus, while another version states that Aesonas entrusted Peleus with power until Jason came of age. Little Jason was raised in Pelion by the centaur Chiron, who also taught him medicine. After he came of age, Jason made his way to Iolco. On the way, as he tried to cross the river Anavros, he lost one of his sandals, as a result of which he appeared in his birthplace wearing only one sandal. He wore the skin of a panther and held a spear in each hand. Arriving in the center of Iolcos, he was seen by Peleus, who at that moment was performing a sacrifice. Peleus was then terrified, because an oracle had told him to beware of the monosandal. Jason stayed 5 days in his father's house, and then went to Peleus, and asked him for power. As soon as Peleus recovered from his fright, he asked Jason what punishment he would inflict on a usurper of the throne, whereupon Jason replied that he would send him to fetch the golden fleece, the ewe, that is, the feathered ram that had run away Phrixus and Helle. Then, Peleus ordered Jason to carry out this mission. Another tradition, however, states that Jason made the decision on his own to go fetch the fleece. According to the poets, the goddess Hera put this idea into him with the ultimate aim of punishing Peleus for not honoring her as she would have wanted. Once he had made his decision, Jason found Argos, the son of Phrixus and Chalciope, and asked for his help. Argos then, following the advice of the goddess Athena, built Argo. Afterwards, Jason sent a herald to go all over Greece and announce the impending campaign so that anyone who wished would come and join. This expedition became known, from the name of the ship, as Argonautica, and its crew as Argonauts. After passing through Lemnos, Samothrace, Cyzicus, where Jason killed the eponymous king due to a tragic misunderstanding, Mysia, the lands of the Bavrikians and Mariandynians, and after freeing Phineus from the Harpies, the Argonauts arrived at Colchis. There Jason presented himself before King Aeetes, to whom Phrixus had given the golden fleece, and explained to him the purpose of his mission. Aeetes, who had dedicated the fleece to the god Ares, said that he had no objection, as long as Jason lived 2 bulls with bronze legs that issued flames from their nostrils. These 2 bulls, a gift of Hephaestus to Aeetes, had not lived never before, to plow a field with them and sow it with a dragon's teeth. Jason began planning how he would accomplish these feats when Medea, the sorceress daughter of Aeetes, entered his life. Medea fell in love with Jason as soon as she saw him, and knowing the problem, she wanted to help him. But she asked him to promise her that he would take her with him to Greece and marry her. He defecated, and Medea gave him a liquid, with which he anointed his body and his shield. From that moment, neither weapon nor flame could harm him, except that the magic liquid's power wore off after 24 hours. Medea also revealed to Jason that, as he sowed the dragon's teeth, armed warriors would spontaneously sprout from them, seeking to kill him. Jason was thus able to heat the bulls without being burned by their flames, and threw a stone among the warriors, which he sowed, as Medea had also advised him. However, they thought that one of their own had thrown it, and they killed each other. After Jason accomplished the 2 feats, Aeetes broke his promise. He even tried to burn the ship and destroy the Argonauts. All that remained was for Jason to succeed in taking Duras by himself. However, the fleece was guarded by a dragon that never slept. Again, Medea acted and with her spells put the beast to sleep. So Jason approached, hung the golden fleece from the tree where it was hung, and took it with him. Aeetes was so sure of this dragon that he did not show the required caution. The Argonauts, therefore, managed to set sail with the golden fleece, Medea, as well as her brother, Absyrtos. Aeetes pursued them in a ship, but Medea slaughtered Absyrtus, dismembered him, and threw the pieces one by one into the sea. So Aeetes wasted no time in collecting the pieces of his son, and the Argonauts escaped. After further misadventures, as Zeus was enraged at the crime and was now constantly sending them tempests, after encountering Talos in Crete, they ventured into the Cretan Sea. Then, Jason begged Apollo to show them the way. Indeed, the god of light heard the hero's plea and sent them a beam of light which led them to one of the Sporades, from where they then found their way to Iolcos. Jason, having taken Medea as his wife, gave Pelias the golden fleece. From this point onwards, various traditions and versions were created. According to one of them, Jason took the kingship, but according to another, he was so exhausted that he just wanted to live quietly in his city, having a son with Medea, Medeos. After some time, however, he wanted to take revenge on his uncle, Pelias, for what he had done to his father. He had killed him by forcing him to drink bull's blood. Then Medea, undertaking to satisfy the vengeful fury of Jason, conceived, as a witch, the following satanic plan. In front of the daughters of Pelias, she slaughtered a ram and, after cutting it into pieces, changed it into a living lamb by sorcery, thus showing that every senile organism, even man, can return to youth in the same way. The foolish daughters then slaughtered the old Pelias, expecting his transformation into a young one, which did not happen. After this, Pelias' son, Acastos, acted immediately, succeeding Pelias on the throne of Iolcos, and expelled Medea and Iason from the city. The couple found refuge in Corinth. In Corinth, Jason and Medea lived quietly for at least 10 years. Over time, however, Jason began to bond with the beautiful and much younger daughter of the Corinthian king Creon, Glaucis or Creusa. Eventually, he proposed to her. Medea then realized that she was in a difficult position, as she was staying stranded in a foreign place and with no way back, as her crime with Absyrtos would be paid dearly in Colchis. So she tried to convince Jason to remain faithful to her, reminding him of the oaths of faith he had given her and calling the gods themselves as witnesses. However, these proved to be in vain, making Medea act as a witch again. She sent Glauce a wedding gown as a wedding gift, which caught fire as soon as she put it on and burned her alive. So did her father, Creon, trying to help her. For Jason, Medea reserved the harshest revenge. She killed their 2 children. Since then, her name has become synonymous with the child-killing mother. Probably the same would have happened to Jason if he did not continue to be a hope for Medea. Jason confronted her angrily, so Medea ascended high into the ethers on a magical chariot sent to her by the sun god, and disappeared from the face of the earth. After this, Jason began to want to forget Corinth and everything it reminded him of, and to think again of Iolco, where his usurper's son, Acastos, still reigned. According to one version, with the help of Pelias, who had precedence with Acastos and his wife, and the Dioscuri, Jason conquered Iolcos. Then Pelias killed Acastus and his wife, Astidamea. Jason is also said to have taken part in the hunt for the Caledonian boar.